Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Analysis for UPSC 2025. It is 26th July today and we are going to discuss the 7 important articles which were in the newspaper today. Every day we take up this class. In this we take up the most relevant articles in the current affairs and we try to break them into the simplest possible language so that it would be easily understood by you guys. And also we try to limit the time for we try to explain these articles in the very limited time so that you won't waste much time in reading the newspapers which are very much time consuming. And also later on we will upload another video which would be regarding the daily quiz in which we would discuss the questions related to the current affairs and also the previous year questions. So without any delay, first I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. And by subscribing it gives us the motivation to work much more on it and give the better information possible. So without any delay, let us look at the topics which we have to discuss today. First, it is about the India's illegal coal mining problems. It is associated with the workers who are working there, and the conditions they face and the recent accidents related to the coal mining. And the next article, it talks about the Karnataka reservation bill. We had discussed this bill with respect to money in different angles. We are taking it again. So let us see what would we discuss in it. We'll see it later. And after that, we have to discuss the Supreme Court's judgment about the state's right to tax mineral rich lands. It is 8:1 judgment. So we will discuss about it. Then after, we have to discuss about the Kerala versus Ministry of External Affairs, how Kerala is interfering in the external affairs of the country. So we would discuss about it. Then we would see the recent updates related to the India-China relationship. Then finally we will take up the constitutional amendment to sixth schedule. We will discuss this, and finally the model loan scheme. So let's start with our first discussion. It is about India's illegal coal mining problems. Coal mining is not that easy. It is not a cup of tea for everyone, and it is for this we need very high skilled labor. हम ऐसे ही किसी को नहीं उठा सकते और उसको ये काम देंगे because it needs lots of precautions, lots of training. It needs मतलब कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपसे डिज़ायर करते हैं. The quickness of yours मतलब कि हर एंगल से आपको देखना पड़ता है इसमें. और दूसरी बात वाई we are discussing this because of the accidents in the coal mining. अगर हम देखेंगे from the last few years we have seen various accidents in coal mining. For example, अगर हम देखेंगे recently in Gujarat many workers lost their lives, and also अगर हम देखेंगे in the hazard they emissions from these mines, they are very hazardous gases, and they lead to the permanent disease for the workers there. और अगर हम दूसरी in Jharkhand we had seen various accidents, and also rat hole mining in Meghalaya we had seen accidents there. So there are issues with respect to the mining of coal mining. It is not that easy. But अब problem ये नहीं है कि अगर ये legal होता, so if this is legal mining, then there are least problems because it is controlled by the government, it is controlled by the legal company there, so they have all the precautionary measures there. मतलब कि उनके the workers have the workers who are working there, they have all the precautionary measures. For example, helmets, they have first aid kits there, they have, if there any emergency comes, then the rescue operation starts very quickly, and the responsibility of the workers is taken by the company. So it is not that big deal if it is legal, but the issue is when it is illegal, it has very dangerous impact, because these coal mines are handled by the coal mafias. They least care about the well-being of the workers. They are just profit oriented, and they hire the people, very poor people who are less skilled, they hire them for their personal benefits, and if any accidents happen, then they leave them up to themselves. Then it is the authorities when they will come and rescue them, and most of the times the workers are found dead there. So this is the issue here. अगर हम देखेंगे इसके बिना पर, so what why अगर हम now the question comes why governments are not working on it. अगर हमें इतना सब कुछ पता है, ये सब हो रहा है, तो गवर्नमेंट इस पे काम क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? पहले हमें एक तब क्वेश्चन समझ में आएगा. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ कोल इन आवर कंट्री. अगर हम देखेंगे our country is hugely dependent on the coal because of mostly for the thermal power plants, the energy mostly for the energy sector. We are shifting towards other non-fossil fuel systems. We are shifting towards non-fossil fuel energies, but still the coal the coal is very important for us. For the thermal sector, it is 57% of energy is from it. It is the non-coking coal which is used in it, and also for the manufacturing of steels we need the coking coal. So there is massive demand for the coal in our country. और अगर हम देखें इसके बारे में what government has brought, मतलब what are the things which the government has done towards this coal. It has been nationalized. अगर हम देखें coal India Limited had monopoly over it under the Coal Mines Nationalization Act 1973. So there is, but still there is a lot of inefficiency in the country. There are many natural illegal mining happening there. अगर हम देखेंगे coal के बारे में, sometimes it is easily available, so and it is easily accessible for the people because it is found in the upper layers of the मतलब कि land, मतलब कि upper layers of the earth's crust, and it is easily available. It is मतलब कि थोड़ा ही खोदना पड़ता है. You have to dig little bit and you can extract the coal. So in these issues the illegal mining comes up. There also we see the corruption between the officers or the local politicians and the coal mafia. For their own benefits these illegal minings happen. Those mafias, they do not participate in the licensing auctions, and also there is a conflict between the states and the center regarding the responsibility of controlling the coal mining, because the center thinks law and order is under the state list, so it is the state's authority to control it, and the states they blame on the sector that the mining this comes under, this is monopolized, this is nationalized, so it should be controlled by the state. So there is misunderstanding between the center and the states. And also another issue, we have the abandoned mines after extraction. If there is some legal mining happening somewhere and they extract the resources from there, और फिर वो उसको abandon करते हैं ऐसे ही, और उसमें there are small reservoirs are still there. So those small reservoirs or those abandoned reservoirs are taken by the local mafia, and they hire the local people, very poor people who are desperate for the job, who don't have much skills. So they hire them and they get they take the control of these reservoirs. So by this if any such accidents happen and these people get killed. And also अगर हम देखेंगे these in these coal mining, it does not only have the legal issues, also it does not only have the issues on social and economic lives, it has also problems with the environment. अगर हम देखें, if this is legal, then we have another ways by which we can control the environment. If it is done illegally, then we don't know how much we are extracting, because this does not come into the records. So this is also one of the problem in it. And for that it has a huge environmental impact also. We know that these coal minings can lead to the emission of lead and mercury in the water bodies, and they are very disastrous for the health of humans as well as the animals and plants. Also we had seen small narrow holes in Meghalaya who are called as rat holes. If floods happen, they get blocked, and if unfortunately there are some workers, they they get blocked there, and they are, it is not easy to get them out, and they unfortunately die there. So there are many issues related to the environment, related to the social well-being of the people. अगर हम majorly देखेंगे why this happens, why are these local, why are these low skilled jobs, why are these people willing to do the job? It is because they don't have money much opportunities to work somewhere else. It is the human tendency, they won't let themselves be in danger, otherwise if there is some desperation. जब तक कोई डेस्परेशन नहीं होगी तब तक वो अपनी ज़िंदगी को किसी डेंजर में नहीं डालना चाहेंगे, एक इंसान की खसलत है. But when they don't have any jobs, they have to feed the family, they have to feed everybody around them. So they are in fact forced by their socio-economic conditions that they work in these mines. And this is the opportunity which is taken by these mafias, and they give them the money which is required, which is either low wage or how much money they are willing to accept, and they do their job for this. So here the question arises, what are the measures which the government should bring in to stop this illegal mining? Here are some measures. For example, state governments should act proactively to enforce laws to stop it, shut down illegal miners. They should act proactively. They should end this corruption there which is going on, and try to end it as soon as possible. And also, another, there should be welfare for coal mining workers, welfare for them. Central pollution control board can play a part in it, and they can also help both the center and state to participate in it. And also there should be job opportunities available to the workers, other job opportunities available to the workers, so that they can go to the other healthy jobs, they can do other healthy jobs rather than participating in it. By this they can almost end this illegal coal mining. So such questions may be asked in the mains exam, mostly in your essay portion. So please be very much aware of them, about such topics. These are easy to answer, but you have to frame the questions. That is some job to do. And I hope you had understood this topic. मैं खुद personally समझता हूँ, if you have the understanding of the topic, then it is easy to frame the answer. I hope you had understood this topic here. So here are, now let's recap it what we understood. मतलब कि we had seen accidents in coal mining. What are the reasons for these accidents? मतलब कि coal mining, because of the mostly in the illegal coal mining, मतलब coal mining जहाँ पे illegally होती है वहाँ पे ज़्यादा ये issues होते हैं, because क्योंकि वहाँ पे उनको देखने वाला कोई नहीं होता है. They have least precautionary measures are taken for them. And or मतलब कि what are the reasons why these people participated in? Because of the joblessness and desperation to feed their family. And what about the coal industry itself? It is the coal mines are nationalized. They are nationalized under nationalization of coal mines had happened under the 1973 Act. We should know what are the reasons for these. We had seen there are some corrupt practices happening between the mafias and local politicians, and also the contradiction between the states and the centers. We had discussed the environmental issues in it, and we had also discussed the measures to be taken. Now to the another article, it is about the Karnataka's reservation bill. It is fourth time or fifth time we are discussing this bill in this month. It is about, I will give you the gist of this bill. It is about the reservation for the locals in the management, in the industries, in management jobs. It is 50% who are domicile of the Karnataka itself, and in non-management jobs it is 75% for locals. The perspective of this article, the motive of this article is not to understand why the governments are why this bill is not to discuss this bill. It is the aim of this article is to discuss the reason why such bills are brought up by the governments. Despite they know that this bill will face the backlash from the people. This bill will face the backlash from the opposition. It will face backlash from the industries itself. But why still they brought it? It was not that they did not knew it. They very well knew it कि इस पे reaction क्या आएगा. But still they brought it. So in this article we would try to understand what are the reasons governments are bringing such bills. you know अगर हम देखेंगे जो ये बिल है, इट विल डिफीट द पर्पस ऑफ द फ्री इकोनॉमी ऑफ द कंट्री. मतलब कि जो एक मतलब कि इंडस्ट्री कोई है वो मतलब कि उसकी एक फ्री विलनेस है कि वो किसको हायर करे फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ देयर ओन कंपनी. दे वांट अ टैलेंटेड पूल, मोस्ट टैलेंटेड पूल इन देयर कंपनी. सो इट विल रेस्ट्रिक्ट दिस फॉर देम एंड इट विल डेफिनेटली restrict the freedom, money fundamental rights of the individuals as well as the institution. So now let's leave this discussion there. Now let us discuss why are these governments bringing such bills. अगर हम देखेंगे recently the India is facing jobless growth. We are growing but we are not able to provide so much jobs to the people, to the youth. And states, for example अगर हम देखेंगे in comparison northern states and the southern states have developed much more as compared to the northern states. In northern states they have low skilled people and मतलब कि जो वहाँ के लोग हैं, the job opportunities for them is very low and they want to go to the other states to find these jobs. Usually they prefer the southern states, either Tamil Nadu, they will prefer Karnataka, they will go there, and Bangalore, they will prefer Bangalore to find these jobs. बट इससे क्या इशू होता है कि इन दी स्टेट्स, इन द साउदर्न स्टेट्स, the government is not able to provide the jobs to their locals itself, क्योंकि because हम हर जगह देखते हैं कि it is not easy for a government to provide jobs to everyone. So there are some people who are jobless and they are they feel that if anybody from another state is coming to their state and they are getting the opportunities which they think should be theirs, so एक hatred पैदा होता है between them and this leads to the मतलब कि resentment एक पैदा होती है, hatred पैदा होती है towards them, and because of that जो hatred है this is मतलब ये एक support देता है एक political ideology को, and finally जब वो political ideology को एक support मिलता है and finally such bills are brought out क्योंकि उनको पता है they have the ground level support, they have the ground support to back them. So that's why they bring such bills, because of the resentment of the locals towards the migrants. अगर हम यही issue देखेंगे in the European मतलब कि perspective में, we had discussed the rise of far right, we had discussed the rise of neo-fascism there. So this is also one of the reasons, because they are anti-migrants. They feel that the migrants come there and they are getting the opportunities which they believe that they were theirs. They believe that, but this is not the case. Reality में क्या होता है, जो एक कंपनी हायर करना चाहती है उन लोगों को जिनको वो कम पे करे. For that they need workers from the another country, they need workers from the another state whom they will give lesser money and they will get the मतलब कि उनका job done हो in मतलब कि in the lesser money and they will get the more profit from that. So, and it is not something bad for the company, because every company has its own profit motives. So this is not something to be criticized. So this was with respect to the other country, and this is the case with our country also, that the migrants from different states are moving towards the southern states and they are getting the jobs there, and this started the kind of resentment from the locals there, and it gave rise to a political ideology, and politicians, they know they have the ground backing and they brought up such bills. This is the reason why such bills are brought by the governments, because they know the ground conditions very well. So what are the reasons, what are the things which the government should provide rather than bringing such bills? Government should focus on job creation, they should focus on the skill upliftment, rather than they should focus on integrity of the country, they should focus on talent upliftment. अगर वो सब वो करेंगे rather than going for rather than providing such bills, if they provide such bills, it will impact the national unity and integrity. It will harm money fundamental rights of the people. It will harm many rights of the people. For example, Article 19 is in danger because of this bill. So this is the I hope you understood this article. This was the core of today's discussion. We had discussed it in its technical way. We had discussed in how what is the criterion for being the domicile of Karnataka. We had discussed that. Now we had also discussed why such bills are brought out by the governments. Such questions could be asked in your mains exam, so you have to discuss it. Today's topic, you have to discuss it in such a way. You should understand why there is rise of neo fascism in the Europe. What is the major cause of that? And you can explain, you can interconnect, you can connect these terms in answering such question. Now coming from to another article, it says about the state's right to tax mineral rich land. Here we have to discuss the 9-judge Supreme Court constitutional bench. It has ruled that it is the right of a state government to levy taxes. They have the unlimited right to tax mineral rich lands. But why it came to the Supreme Court? Because earlier the central government, they tried to limit it for the states. They try to limit it under the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957, which empowers centers to collect these taxes. But states have their own jurisdiction. What are the rights of the states that are explained by this judgment? In this judgment, in 8:1 ratio, that is 8 judges, they supported the cause of the states. They said that states have constitutional right to levy the taxes. They said under Article 249, which is the 7th schedule, under the state list, under entry 49, it clearly states that the state governments and legislature can levy taxes. State governments can levy taxes. They have the fiscal federation, and it is the basic structure of the constitution. But in against it, the center says under another entry, under entry 50, it is directly said that the union can restrict the taxation powers of the state. But the Supreme Court said no, you have to, these Article 49 and 50 are not interconnected. Entry 49 and 50 are not interconnected. You have to read them separately. You cannot say that we cannot put what is mentioned in entry 50, that we cannot put that on entry 49. These are two separate subjects. So in the minerals issue, states have the full right to levy taxes as much it is feasible. And also under this judgment, the Supreme Court demarcated the difference between the royalty and tax. It clearly said that tax is the right of the government to raise revenue, and in royalty it is the part of the contract between two authorities. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम रॉयल्टी देखेंगे, कोई बुक पब्लिश करता है तो वहाँ पे कंट्रैक्ट हो जाता है ए पब्लिशर और ऑथर के बीच में. सो दैट इज़ द रॉयल्टी एंड इट क्लियरली डिफाइंड इट. मतलब कि अगर हम इस जजमेंट में देखेंगे, इट गेव द राइट, इट upheld the right of the state to collect taxes from the mineral rich lands. So this was about it. Now coming in this article, which you have to remember, Article 249. We have to remember, you should know about the 7th schedule. You should know about entry 49 and 50. These may be asked in the prelims exam of the next year's prelims paper. Now coming to the another topic, it talks about the Kerala versus Ministry of External Affairs. Why it is in the news? Because we saw that Kerala, they introduced an office called External Coordination Officer. He is a senior IS officer appointed. His role is to connect with the Kerala's diaspora in different countries. Kerala is the state where its people, its subjects are in different countries of the world, and they are throwing back remittances to the country. We had seen large FDI input in the Kerala because of that. So it is the responsibility of the state to know about its subjects. With respect that, the Kerala brought up this office, but unfortunately it contradicts with the Indian constitution. It contradicts with the Indian foreign laws, because we had seen it contradicts with the India's foreign policy, because we had seen foreign policy, it is under the domain of the union list. States don't have jurisdiction here. Center has criticized the Kerala's this decision, and center has said that states are trying to meddle with the foreign policy. We had seen in the Teesta water issue also between India and Bangladesh, when the Trinamool Congress, they interfered when the Manmohan Singh was ready to sign the deal, but the Trinamool Congress interfered with it, and they said they will withdraw from the coalition if it have not. And also we had seen in Sri Lanka also that the Tamil Nadu is interfering. So we had seen the rise of the interference of states in the external affairs of the country. But this is very unfortunate, because external affairs is the core scene of the country. It should not happen, and unfortunately it has happened. Now we will discuss what will happen to this office in the upcoming discussions, if any would come. So in this article, what you have to know, that the external coordination officer was appointed by Kerala. A direct question may be asked from this portion, so you should know that. And also foreign policy, you should know it is under the domain of the union list, it is under the central government. Now forward, we have India-China relationship news. We had seen the border standoff between India and China on Ladakh. We had seen on the line of actual control. We had seen that many Indian and Chinese soldiers were killed, because of these confrontations between India and China. Now, since in the last class, in the recent class, we discussed about a news article where it was said that we need China's FDI right now to improve our domestic industry, to improve our economy. So with respect to that, now China and India, we are trying to trying to build our confidence, trying to resolve these issues, trying to restore the relationship. And for this, we had already, if we know, we should know about that, we had as a deal, we had signed a treaty, peace and tranquility agreement. It was signed way back. In this, we should know that both the troops don't carry heavy weapons, and there is it creates confidence building measures are there. We had seen, agar aapko yaad hoga, you often hear that the Indian soldiers beat Chinese soldiers. Why they are beating them? Why there is no killing happening? Why there are no heavy weaponry used? Because of this agreement, that is peace and tranquility agreement, that they cannot use heavy weaponry. So we had seen the de-escalation happening, and now the disengagement happening. Now why are these things, why we are trying to resolve this issue? Because the only reason for that is it is the economic reasons. We want Chinese FDI. We had seen recently Shein, a Chinese company, it entered into collaboration with Reliance. So we had seen in the recent time that we are trying to resolve our issues with the China. So within time, in the upcoming time, we will see much more about it. So in this article, we have to know the most important thing which we need to know about is peace and tranquility agreement. We should know about it. What does it say? Both troops don't carry heavy weaponry, or there should be confidence building measures had to be taken. It was signed, this agreement, to resolve, to restore the relationship way back. And also we should know about we should know about what is the core reason that we are trying to solve this issue. Now forward, we have another article here. It talks about the constitutional amendment to 6th schedule. About 6th schedule, it gives autonomy to the tribal districts in 4 states, that is Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya and Mizoram. They have the autonomous district councils. Right now we have 10 such autonomous district councils. Why we are discussing about the constitutional amendment to the 6th schedule? Because these autonomous 10 district councils, they came together and they are demanding more autonomy. So this went to the, and for that 125th constitution amendment bill was brought up, and it is still pending here. So with respect to that, Ministry of Home Affairs, they had brought up the they had brought they had brought up the committee to discuss about it and see what are the issues uh, in it, and so that they would go for the further steps. So this is with respect to the constitutional amendment to the sixth schedule. Moving forward, we have the last topic of today's discussion. It talks about the model skill loan. We had seen these are the loans provided to the youth for high skilling courses. This model skill loan. It was launched in 2015 by then government. The loan amount given in this scheme was 1.5 lakh. you know this scheme was seen as a failure because of few reasons. एक तो इसमें only few recognized banks were allowed to give such loan, and also the amount of the loan was very low, and for a youth to get these high skilling courses they need much more money. For that 1.5 lakh is very less for that. So it was basically considered as a failure scheme, but the government has now remodeled it. It has increased the loan limit to 7.5 lakh now, and you know and it has widened the scope of the banks which can give the loan. NBFCs are also included in it. So with this we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like it. I hope you would share this with your friends, and I hope you would definitely subscribe to the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much.